how to buy secondary market treasury notes and bonds on Vanguard. Hello, members, super savers, and bond course fans. This is what we'll be talking about in today's step-by-step tutorial. If you're with Fidelity or Schwab, I've linked our how to buy secondary market T-notes and T-bond videos for those two brokers in the first pinned comment below for you. As our Diamond NestEgg regulars already know, my general preference is to buy treasuries at auction, but there are times when you may want to buy on the secondary market. For example, if you want to know the exact price and or yield that you'll be getting. And there are also times when you may need to buy on the secondary market. For instance, if you're building out a bond ladder like this 5-year bond ladder example from our Bond Masters course. These 4 maturities can be purchased at auction or on the secondary market. But this 4-year Treasury note here, it can only be purchased on the secondary market because Treasury Direct does not offer 4-year T-notes at auction. Bond Masters, folks, please refer to Module 3, Bond Ladders and Other Bond Strategies. And in particular to these 2 videos here, if you need a refresher on why you may need to turn to the secondary market if you're building a bond ladder in certain rate environments. If you're a bit newer to us, or to the pros and cons of buying treasuries at auction versus on the secondary market, I've linked both of these videos in the first pinned comment below for you as well. And if you're in our Bond Beginners course, then I would suggest going through this video here on buying and selling on the secondary market for further details. As usual, here's our front of video disclaimer. For a detailed disclaimer, please refer to the end of this video. Let's dive in now, folks. First, let's log in. Here's my dashboard. Let's click on Product and Services from the pull-down menu. Select Bonds, and this Bonds page will appear. Let's scroll down and click on View Bond Rates. And this page will appear with all my accounts. I'll select the account that I want to purchase my treasuries in and click Continue. And this Find Brokered CDs and Bonds page will appear. Here we can see the list of maturities. So if I wanted to buy a 2-year note, I click here on this 4.94% in the 2-year column. And this Select Which Treasury You Want screen will appear next. Let's scroll down a bit to see what's on offer. In this column, we have the yield. This list is already sorted from highest to lowest yield. In this column, we have the price. In this column is the coupon, as well as the settlement date. And in this column is the maturity date, all roughly 2 years from the time of this taping. I'll select this one by clicking on it because it has the highest yield, and then I'll hit Continue. This quantity box now appears on screen. I'll leave it unchanged at $1,000, but if I wanted to purchase, say, $2,000, I could type it in manually or use this up arrow here. Let's hit Continue again. And additional information appears on the screen. Now, some of you may have noticed that this price has changed. It was $98.383 per $100 par value on this previous screen. But after we hit Continue, it changed to $98.379 per $100 par value. Please keep in mind that prices on the secondary market move all the time and can even change as you go from one screen to the next, as we just saw. Sometimes the price movements are less than a penny. Other times they can be much more substantial. So you should take note of this, and especially if you're buying large quantities. And in this particular instance, the price went down, which works in my favor as a buyer. But sometimes the price will go up as you go through the purchase process as well, which can also happen if the seller has a minimum purchase quantity requirement to receive the posted price and or yield, and your order is smaller than that. And that's why it's important to always read and confirm the information in this box here. The face value of my purchase, the accrued interest, the principal, the commission, and the total price I'll be paying for this order. Remember that accrued interest is the interest that was earned on this T-note by the seller prior to me buying it, and I will be getting it back with the next interest payment on this bond. For more details on accrued interest, check out this video here that we've linked below in the first pinned comment. And the commission here, it's $0 because Vanguard does not charge a commission to buy or sell treasuries online. Once I've checked everything, read through the fine print here, and I'm comfortable with my purchase, I'll hit Submit Purchase. And voila! That's how you can buy a 2-year T-note on the secondary market with Vanguard. Now, what if I don't want to buy a 2-year T-note? What if I want to turn this 5-year bond ladder example into a 6-year bond ladder by adding a 6-year T-note here? A 6-year T-note is not listed on this Find Brokered CDs and Bonds page I showed you earlier. So what I would have to do from here to find a 6-year T-note is first click on Treasuries here. And this is the search screen that appears. The secondary market circle is already checked. Now let's click on this down arrow here to get to this pull down menu. And let's select notes as well as bonds and click apply. And this box will now show items selected. For maturity, let's enter 01/30 here for January 2030 and 12/30 here for December 2030. And let's assume that I want a minimum yield of 4.25%. I'll leave this maximum yield box blank. And in the minimum purchase quantity box, I'll put 1 for $1,000 par value. And let me remind you, in this field here, 1 equals $1,000 face value, and 1,000 would mean $1 million face value, while other fields that we've seen before work with actual face value dollars, so to speak, and not in thousands. So always make sure you double check that you entered the right number for the right amount. But back to the fields on the screen. I'll leave the maximum purchase quantity box blank. My general suggestion is to keep these 2 maximum boxes blank because it's very easy in Vanguard's system to be too restrictive, meaning that you end up with 0 search results. Now, let's hit search. And here are my search results. Let's scroll down a bit like we normally do. This column shows the maximum quantity available for sale or purchase. The top row is the bid row, if I want to sell. And the bottom row is the ask row, what the trader asks for if I want to buy, which is what I want to do in this instance. This 8,000 here stands for $8 million, by the way. Another reminder to be careful with quantity numbers on bond trading platforms. This column shows the minimum purchase quantity. Again, this 250 here stands for $250,000. Here we have the QSIP, and here we can see all of these are T-notes and that they will mature in about 6 years. This column shows the price. This one shows the yield to worst, or YTW, and this one shows the yield to maturity, or YTM. These search results are sorted from highest YTM to lowest YTM. We can also see that these YTM and YTW numbers are the same, and the reason for this is because treasuries are not callable. Bond beginners, folks, please refer to this video here for a detailed explanation of yield to maturity, and this video here for a detailed explanation of yield to worst. So, going back to our search results and these minimum purchase and sale quantities, the question is, of course, what is the price I have to pay if I just want to buy $1,000 par value of, say, this T-note here with the highest YTM, rather than the minimum purchase requirement of $250,000. To figure this out, let's click on Show More, and this box will appear. Again, let's look at the ask side because I want to buy this T-note in this example. I'll click on Buy here because the minimum quantity is 1, meaning $1,000 par value, and it has a slightly lower price than the one below it, even though their YTW is showing as the same. And here is the screen that appears next with more information about this T-note. There's more information below on the bid and ask details as well. Once I'm comfortable with everything, I'll click Buy. And this Buy Order screen pops up. Let's put a 1 in here to reflect the $1,000 par value that I want to buy. Do take note of this price here because it will go up after I check this box and hit Calculate. As you can see now, the price has gone up to reflect my order of only $1,000 par value, and this note will appear. The best price for the quantity you've entered is shown. Please note that a better price is available for a different quantity, which generally means a better price is available for a larger quantity. But I only want to buy $1,000 par value today. So this is the price that I will have to accept. And if we compare this price to the price on this screen from before, where I originally hit buy, we can see that the two prices are fairly close, but they are not exactly the same. So always make sure you're okay with these numbers here. I am, so I'll hit continue. And here's the review and submit page that appears next. I'll do a final check of everything on this page, including all the important notes here. And when I'm good to go, I'll hit submit. And there you have it, fixed income friends, 2 different ways on how to buy secondary market Treasury notes and bonds on Vanguard, step by step. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. And if you did and want to learn about the easiest, safest, and most cost-effective way to start investing in bonds and build a bond portfolio while yields are still attractive, then check out this video here on one of our 2 recently launched bond courses. Or join us for one of our upcoming live sessions. Our live Bond Masters course session will be on Monday, June 24th at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time, with highlights of the 2-year, 5-year, and 7-year T-note auctions. And our next live YouTube member Q&A will be in July, with the exact date still to be determined depending on which auctions in July will be of most interest. Replays will be available afterwards, as usual, in the respective course and member areas. Check out the links below this video for more details on our bond courses and YouTube Super Saver membership. All right, member Super Savers and bond course fans, see you again very soon with more brand new wealth building content for your financial journey.